Hi everyone, Luna Gamer Alex here, and this is YosUki, and Games. And I'm alone in my game room. I live stream every single one of my gaming sessions since 2010, and I have been saving them to my YouTube channel. I do this to allow me to take a glimpse back at all of my gaming adventures, sort of a detailed observations of my life as a gamer. The session is starting now, and I thank you for watching. Alright, so let's see if we can finish this game, and then once I'm able to get to the end of this tutorial mission, then we're gonna do another mission. We're gonna do the next mission. I made one mistake, so it wasn't a it's hard to sometimes to get a perfect playthrough. We made one mistake during the last session for this game, but it's actually a mistake that's against me, the player, versus the game itself, so it made it more difficult for me. And that was the ability of Dark Phoenix when we first summon her. So when she activates, she actually causes everyone to suffer one wound. Everything in this game actually requires line of sight. Even the psychic damage or psychic block from Psylocke. So we actually have to, when it says range 2, we just do range 2, but it has to be within line of sight. So if it's not within line of sight, then you don't get affected. So technically, the only people affected by Phoenix and what's his name? Phoenix and Psylocke were actually people in this hallway because they both spawn here. So the line of sight in this hallway is one. It is across like the next space within one space of the hallway, but it doesn't like one inside the building. You can only do a direct line of sight, and you have to be next to the opening to be able to see what's behind the opening. So in this case, they would have only affected the heroes that are in the hallway. And I think it's the thing is, it didn't really affect the game except for maybe except for Mystique. So Mystique actually shouldn't have 2 HP. So this is actually easy to fix. So Mystique actually has 3 HP. The only thing that we can't really fix at this point would be the psychic block from Psylocke. But like I said, that's more against me, making the game more difficult for me versus making it easier for me to beat the system. So, but yeah, I just did a little research on that because I don't remember reading anything about these like hero abilities. But there is a specific paragraph in the manual that talks about everything, unless it specifies in the ability description. Everything requires line of sight. And so I also have the digital version of the manual. So they do have the up-to-date version of the manual available on the website. So I do have that open now, so I can easily search instead of looking at it physically. And then there's also a Q&A. They added the Q&A in there. So if there's something that's confusing to us, then we can just go through the Q&A and see if we can find an answer. But okay. Where we ended last session was with Wolverine being able to escape with 1 life, and we wanted to make sure that he's out of here. So he was out of here. So now we just need to get everyone else to the exit, and we have to do that slow. We have to do it slowly because now it's the hero phase has ended. Now we're gonna go into the enemy phase, and I'll just the only problem that I have using the PDF. Even if I download the document, I guess PDF is shit now. I mean, it's like whenever you go to another page, it takes a while for it to load up. It's just annoying to use. But I'll just leave it on the page, that the summary page here, so we can keep up on our the round sequence. Okay, so we're doing the enemy phase right now. So we're gonna activate all the enemies, and then we're gonna spawn enemies. And there are no more enemies on the map. We cleared them all. So so what we're gonna do now is spawn the enemies. Remember, we have two spawns down here. So, shit. Another zombie hero is being summoned. So this time it's probably Iceman. Is it Iceman? We only have one more, so it looks like the rest of them are gonna revive here pretty soon. It's Juggernaut. Oh my god. So Juggernaut has five because our highest level character is in the yellow range. So he has 5 HP, so this is going to be tough to beat. His toughness increases according to the highest danger level among the superheroes from 4 to 7. Okay, so yeah, he's going to be annoying to beat here. But we should be able to do it, I think. He has a pretty cool figurine miniature here. It's very nice. So he's gonna show up here, and we're gonna have to summon one more time because we're playing with 5 to 6 characters. So we're gonna summon runners now. So we have 3 runners are gonna show up. So that's called danger zone, I guess. Okay, so 3 runners. So it's we might not win this still because we need to be able to have them move, slowly. We need to be able to kill these enemies and then move move Rogue out of the way. So we're gonna use the heroes with the range attacks actually to do that. Okay, we also have to summon what do they call spawn zombies from the second area here, and then it's going to be it's a walker rush. So they're gonna start attacking those 2 heroes in that zone. So we have to summon 5. They all activate. Okay, that's 5 damage. I think the game is over. That's crazy. Is the game over? I mean, we have to start sacrificing the bystanders. Okay, so there are 5 walkers there, and then it's a walker rush. So they do get to activate. Since we have 2 heroes there in that space, they're all gonna attack. So that's 5 attack damage that we have to split between those 2 heroes and the bystanders. I think we have to get rid of the bystanders at this point. Let's see if there's anything that we can do to help. Let's start there. So this is Magneto and Storm. And there is no abilities that can help us right now. Yeah, there's nothing that we can do. Magneto has 3 HP. Storm has 2 HP. So what we're gonna do is have Magneto take 2 HP damage. Storm will take 1, and then we're gonna get rid of the 2 bystanders. Oh no, there's only 1 bystander. That's right. What's her face? We have gotten rid of the Moira. Moira is actually not in play because we sacrificed Moira for to gain power. I think it's over. So it's very dangerous to stand next to a spawn point. I guess this is the lesson here. Okay, so I need to let's see if we can still do this. We need to split 5 damage. So Magneto can take 2. Storm can take 1. And then the bystander takes 1. But you know what that means. Then somebody's gonna die. So the game is over. Okay, so we're just gonna go through the motion. So because the game is not over until the end phase, that's when we can declare that the game is over. So, but it's basically over. I don't know if there's an ability that you can use to resurrect your friends, your fellow heroes. It doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe there's one here in the heroic trait deck. I'm not sure. But okay, so we'll have Storm take 1 damage. Remember, we have to split 5 damage here. So 1. Magneto takes 2, so that's 3 damage at this point. Storm is going to sacrifice Senator Kelly, which is actually really easy to do. So Storm is going to push Senator Kelly towards the zombies, fuck him up. Very satisfying. So before one of them died, at least they get to see Senator Kelly dies in front of them horribly. So, okay. So there's still 1 more damage, and one of them has to take it. So is it going to be Magneto, or is it going to be Storm? Well, Magneto doesn't want to die, so he's gonna push. He's gonna have Storm take that damage. So we're gonna have Storm take that damage. So Storm is at skull level. Okay. So that's done. So now we go to the end phase. This is when we're gonna declare that the game is over. So we still can beat the tutorial level. With that mistake that we made earlier, I think it didn't really impact. It wouldn't impact the end result here because, like with Psylocke, all it is just blocking 1 power, and I think the only person throughout that whole time, the only person who was not in that hallway was actually Mystique. Mystique would be the only person who wouldn't be affected by both Psylocke and Dark Phoenix. So I don't think it would impact the end result that we got here. So we failed the tutorial mission again. No, the first time we won, but I made a big mistake when it comes to the hallway. So we can't consider that a real win. But cool. We can definitely go back to this tutorial mission at a later time. But I think I'm ready to just play a real mission, even though this one is pretty damn real because we can't beat it. But the lesson that I've learned here is don't stand around next to a spawn point unless you have a lot of heroes or unless you're together. Like you have 4 heroes together at the spawn point, because when you have a rush, you have to split the damage. Or if you have an ability that can withstand damage, like Colossus can block 1 damage, So yeah, but we lost. So let me go ahead and reset the whole board, and then we'll look at the first official mission. And what is that noise? I have to check. Okay, we have horrible weather here right now, so I thought I heard something weird, so I have to check it. Okay, so let's reset the whole thing here. Now we'll try again. Not this mission though. We're gonna move on. But apparently, if I can't even complete, well, the thing is, I'm playing with 6 characters, so they did bump up the difficulty of this mission when you're playing 6 characters. So. But yeah, we have to stick together when it comes to when we're close to a spawn point. We really have to stick together. So we can mitigate the damage appropriately. I'm actually a little surprised that all of them only have 3 HP. But Colossus is cool. You can take 1. You can negate 1 damage per enemy phase. So I think that's hot. be good enough for heroic. Okay, let me just shuffle the zombie deck. You're shuffling these small cards. And it seems like the quality of the cards here is not as good as like the small cards in Eldritch Horror. These are like thinner material, seems like. Yeah, because Eldritch Horror also has a lot of small cards, but they're the cards are actually really sturdy. We'll make sure that we shuffle it really good this time around, so we don't get 3 heroes consecutively. Okay. That should be good. Let's get the last one here is Iceman. I might have to just look at the heroes that I have in my collection and maybe switch up some of these heroes that I have here. You know, maybe that would be a good idea too, because I don't like I like Colossus now because he can tank, but I don't think I like Storm that much. Okay, I think it's too bright now. Wow, so that is crazy. So it was like raining and storming, and then now it's gone. Okay, I think that's ready. Oh, there we go. Of course, I forgot a couple more cards here. Oh, they do fit, huh? If you just push them in a little bit. Oh, okay. Well, not that one. Okay, well, let's see the setup for first mission. First official non-tutorial mission. If I can get this stupid fucking PDF file to load. This is so annoying. Ooh, it's already been 3 hours. That's wowzers. Okay. I hate this. Oh, they don't put like the manual that they have online here. It doesn't include the campaign, so I guess because they don't want people to just get that for free. Interesting. Okay, so I still have to use this. They only put like the basic information, but they didn't put any of the campaign stuff online. Oh, was this? Hold on. Is this the? Is this the incomplete manual? No, this is the real manual. Let me make sure. Okay. They do give you an explanation here. Where's the professor? Which is nice. Yeah, they only give you 27 pages here. So just the basic stuff. They don't give you the campaign. So I have to look at the manual, the physical manual, to set up the campaign. So the second, the first hero here is called, not here. The first mission here is called Breaking and Entering. And it says it's supposed to be easy 45 minutes. The zombies have taken over the city and blocked off nearly all means of escape. Luckily, we managed to survive and make our way to the X Mansion. If we can get in and get security system back online and operational, we just might stand a chance at living through this, at least long enough so we can figure out a plan of action. So this actually is a 2x2 map, and there is a sentinel hand in the middle. The sentinel hand can be used once. Each successful die roll from this attack scores 2 hit bonus dice, such as those gained by power, do not apply. The hits from each die may not be split among enemies. Any excess hit is ignored. Because regularly we can split it among enemies, but Okay, so how does this work with this sentinel hand? I don't understand what it means. Where the hits from each die may not be split among enemies. So, so it looks like with plasma hand, you have 3 dice, and each successful it's 2 hits, but they can't be split. So you can, so basically, if it's you can't use it to eliminate a hero, zombie, because you can. So if you have 3 successes, each of those are gonna have 2 attacks, I guess, because of the blast. It's pointed towards one enemy, and so you can eliminate. Like, for example, you have 5 walkers, and you use this. So that's you have 3 successes, 2 attack each, 2 attack value each, but you can still only kill 3 out of the 5 walkers. I think they should have put that in here as an example, so to make it very clear. You know, I mean, we can always look at the Q&A. Let's do Sentinel hand. If anybody actually ask about Sentinel, no, nobody asked about Sentinel hand. Apparently, it's, or I mean, they think that it doesn't require explanation. Apparently, but anyway, all right. I mean, that's how I interpret it. So, the spent Sentinel hand may still be thrown once after this attack is used. Roll 1 die for each enemy in the targeted zone. Zombies, heroes are ignored for this attack, and bonus dice such as those gained by spending power do not apply. They didn't say anything about not being able to split this damage, so I guess this one can be split. It just can't hit a hero enemy. So when you throw the hand, okay. All right. I mean, that's how I take it. I mean, seems like it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Since this one requires 2x2, I do have to move shit around here, because now we're gonna have the hero panels on the side. All the miniatures are gonna be it's going to be on the floor. Until I exchange this smaller table with a larger one. I do have a larger one. It's just a pain, you know, trying to have that table in this room when I already have limited space in this game room. So let's go ahead and set this up. Well, I mean, these can still be moved to the side here. Where's the, okay, exit this over here. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let me get the tiles. So we need 13R, 14R, 16R, and 17R. Okay. Okay, 13R, 14R, and now we have got the sentinel hand, so we don't need these. I think 16 and 17 if I'm not mistaken. '16 and 17, so we skip one panel. Okay, let me look at the configuration here. So we have this thing, and the garage is over here. And entrance to the mansion is over here. No, it's this one. Oh look, there's blood on the stairs. That must be Cyclops blood. And then this one over here. Okay, so this is the configuration. And you know, like I said, the largest is 3x3 in this game, I believe. So I really do need to have the larger table. And then I have to I have to further raise this camera, so it's gonna be pretty small. We might not just, we probably just have like a limited view of it. But anyway, let's see. And then we have the hand is like right here, just sitting there. Okay. And then we have these objective panels. We start down here. Here actually. This space. This is one zone. We start right here. Okay, and this is the initial spawn. And then once an objective has been triggered, it's also going to have an additional spawn. And then we have an additional spawn over here. I don't have another green one. Am I supposed to have another green one? Red, 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 blue. Do I need a core box? I don't. Oh no, it's right. No. Where's that? So they want one red here. And then one red objective up here. Oh, it is blue. See, yeah, because they don't have two green. It's actually blue right here. And then the exit is over here. What happened to the exit panel? It's underneath Mystique. So, all right. So that's pretty much it. Let me just read the description of this mission. The objectives: rerouting power. Accomplish these objectives in order. Take the blue and red objectives. Where's the blue objectives? Okay, I'm missing something. Oh, the other one is in here. The blue objective is in here. Let me go get that. Okay. So we're rerouting power. Take the blue and red objectives. So we gotta trigger those by going to the garage and then by going to the dining hall, looks like. Escape via the exit with all superheroes. So it's pretty simple. Any superhero may leave through this zone for free at the end of their turn as long as there are no enemies in it. Okay, special setup for 5 to 6 heroes. The green spawn point is only used in games with 5 or 6 heroes. It is active from the start of the game. I'm scared already. Okay. So ooh. Wow, okay. It shouldn't be too bad though. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, let's see. Special rules locked out. The blue door can only be opened once the blue objective has been taken. Oh, I need to set up the blue door here. So this actually requires us to get that. So let me get the blue lock. This is a green lock. Here we go. Power source. Each objective gives 5 XP to all superheroes. Okay, that's cool. There are more. The blue spawn point becomes active once the blue objective has been taken. And security shielding. Windows cannot be opened. Where are the windows? I don't see it. Oh yeah, these are 2 windows here. So you 3 windows. So we cannot open those windows in this mission. This is actually pretty cool. Okay, so let me just set up the rest of this, and then we can start playing. So, and I'm gonna take a quick AFK, and then when I come back, hopefully, I'm just gonna organize everything. So on YouTube, you don't have to see me struggle with taking care of the limited space that I have here in front of me. Okay, I'm actually almost done. So, just trying to make adjustments here. I think we can move these guys over to the left a little bit more. just scared I might bump these off the table, actually. It's my only fear. I guess they can be down here. Okay, so now I can see that I can move this a little bit more to the left. I'm very anal when it comes to these kind of things, like organizing. Making sure that everything looks balanced here in front of the camera. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Cool. Okay. Looks pretty good for sure. Okay, I'm gonna AFK and then I'm gonna double check, make sure that everything here is fine, and then we're gonna begin. All right, so now we're ready to play. Let me just, since it's dimming now, let's just increase the brightness here a little bit. Okay, so the priority here is to get to the garage, deactivate the blue, what is it called? I guess this is the it doesn't even, that just looks like a regular box, but there's some kind of device that deactivates the security system for the front door of the X mansion, apparently. So so we need to take this objective so we can go into the mansion, and once we're in there, and then the red, we also need to take the red objective. That's the only way to unlock this exit. So and this is our starting point, is this zone here. These two panels actually is one zone. So that's where we're gonna start. So I think we're gonna start with Rogue, because Rogue has a free action for opening doors during her turn. So all enemies have a -1 toughness against your mighty punches attack. During your turn, you may perform one pre-open door action. So we're gonna start with Rogue this game. So she's gonna start over here. Okay. And since we're playing 6 heroes, this is going to spawn as well. So it's going to be double spawn over here, and then it's going to spawn over here. This one only spawns when we deactivate the blue gate. I guess we make so much noise that the zombies started pouring in from that side of the map. So okay. So Rogue is going. Her first action is she's going to move over here. Second action is the free action. She's going to open the door. So when we open the door, we're gonna reveal the zombies who are in this space here. So let me go ahead and do that. So it looks like we have brutes, 2 brutes. We're at the lowest level right now, but this card will spawn 2 brutes. So let me go ahead and do that. So we have 2 brutes here. Now, the cool thing about Rogue is when she uses mighty punches, the 2 brutes each have 2 HP, but when you're using mighty punches, their armor gets reduced by 1 with minimum of 1. So she can technically go in there and then potentially able to kill both of them. Oh, and then we have to remember that they get 1 power. I really have to remember this. They get 1 power at the beginning of the round. So the real question is, do I want to risk it? So this is her first action. Second action, she can move into that space. Third action, she can fight them, but we're at the mercy of the roll. I can use 1 power so that we roll 3 dice. But is that going to be enough? She needs to be able to get the value of 3 plus to get a success. So, oh, and these guys, yeah, this is 1 space. Okay, so these guys are here. Okay. So, yeah, the question is whether or not I want to risk it. That's only 2 damage, though. That at the end of the day, even if, yeah, it should be okay because all the other heroes are coming in anyway. So I think this is pretty safe. So her second action is she's going to go into the garage. Oh, and then we also have to reveal the bystander, of course. So before she goes in here, we're going to reveal the bystander. And it's Moira again from the last game. So, oops. So we already have her miniature here somewhere. Yeah, there she is. So Moira is over here. Okay, so second action, she's gonna go into the garage. Third action is she's going to fight them. She's going to boost her mighty punches using 1 power. So she's gonna roll 3 dice, and all enemies suffer -1 toughness. So we just need to get a 2 successes. That's all we need. And she got triple success. So she's able to get rid of both of them. That's awesome. Okay, so that is 2 XP. Okay. And for this map, when we, for this mission, when we take care of an objective, we get 5 XP for everybody, I believe. Let's just make sure. Yep, each objective gives you 5 XP. We have 2 objectives here, so a total of 10. Okay. So that is Rogue's turn. She is done. She's doing work. Okay, since Rogue is already in there, 1, 2, 3, we can just let her do that. You know, I think everyone else needs to start positioning. Yeah, they need to take a position to start intercepting the zombies coming in. So I think somebody needs to go over here for sure, so we can use the laser arm, the sentinel arm that's just sitting there. Um, I think we're gonna use. Let's have a couple of people over there, and I think they all need to be over there. We'll probably leave like one or two heroes here in this space, um, and we have two heroes here. I think that should be pretty good. Rogue is just gonna take care of this objective here. Okay, so we're gonna have Colossus. Colossus is gonna move. This is the starting point. So one, and then for his second action, oops, the base is missing. Second action is gonna move here. So one, two, and then third action, he is going to get a heroic trait. And we got unstoppable for him. What does it say? Discard when attacking. Discard when attacking and spend one power. Enemies suffer -1 toughness. So yeah, that's not gonna be too helpful. But yeah, that's good, I guess, against a brute or an enemy hero. Okay. So let's also send Mystique over there. So we're gonna do the same thing with Mystique. One. Action 2. Action 3, she's gonna gain a trait. And it is Agile. So Agile, discard when enemies enter your zone, immediately move. What the fuck is this shit? Discard when. Why is it doing this? Discard when enemies enter your zone, immediately move one zone, ignoring enemies. Okay. Let's see. So now, I think I want to have. Yeah, let's have 3 heroes there. I'm gonna send Magneto up there. So Magneto is going to do the same thing. And Magneto is going, yeah, and then we're gonna do the trait thing. He gets unstoppable as well. So unstoppable. Okay. Storm is going to move to this space and cover for Rogue. So she's going to be action 1. And action 2, she is going to power up. Action 3, she's going to get a heroic trait. And it is True Grit. Discard when enemies move into your zone. Perform 1 free attack action targeting your zone. That's pretty cool. So so when an enemy comes in, you can do a 1 free attack action. So even during the enemy phase, I take it, because it says when enemies move into your zone. That's pretty hot. Okay. And then lastly, we have Wolverine, and he's going to do the same thing. He's going to cover for Rogue. And so he's going to also power up and get a heroic trait. He also gets True Grit. How about that? Okay, and I shuffle these pretty good this time. Alright. So everyone's done, so let's do the scary part here. So now we're gonna have one, two, three spawns. So the first spawn a zombie hero already? Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so let's see who we get. It's gonna be Juggernaut, and he has 4 HP. So Juggernaut shows up here. And then we get another spawn for playing with 6 heroes. And it's going to be extra activation. So no spawn. Lucky. And then down here, we're gonna have 2 runners showing up. So okay. And after the spawn, before the spawn, actually, the bystander was supposed to do something. Before spawning happens, the enemies are supposed to activate, and then the bystander is supposed to activate. Let me just make sure, okay. Yeah, enemy phase, activate enemies, activate bystanders. So this, so Moira actually would have been here with Rogue. Okay, so that's the end of the enemy phase and the end phase. So everyone gets to activate again, and everyone gets 1 power. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play Rogue first. So Rogue is going to save Moira, or rescue Moira. So Moira is now with Rogue. Rescuing bystanders, they do not give you XP, do they? Let's we can check. Bystanders, page 24. Yeah, rescuing, there's no mention of it. I don't think rescuing bystander will give you XP, but you never know sometimes. Let's see here, bystander. Okay. I just have to make sure because sometimes you never know. Sometimes you just never know. Okay. All right. So she first action she rescues the bystander. Second action she's going to move with the bystander to this space. And then third action is she is going to take that. So this is unlockable now. But that means that this upcoming spawn phase, zombies are going to start spawning over there. Okay. Now, we should try and get rid of Juggernaut. We should be able to. Juggernaut only has 4 HP right now, so who should we use? Would have been great if Rogue is there, huh? Okay, let me just see here what we have. Oh, we have Unstoppable though, so that's -1 toughness to a minimum of 1. So when discard when attacking or spending and spend 1 power. Okay. So then Magneto is going to use Unstoppable. Okay, so Juggernaut's toughness is now 3, but this uses 1 power. And he's gonna roll 3, but we can also because we want to make sure that this happens, because you need to get yeah, we need to get a triple success actually for this to happen. So you know what, I'm gonna use another power here to gain another die. So we're rolling 4 dice, and let's see if we're able to do. We just need 3 successes. Oh, lucky Magneto for quadruple success. So Juggernaut is defeated, and Magneto gets 4 XP. And that's just his first action, eh? Okay, cool. Okay, now it's too bright. I don't like using auto because sometimes it just doesn't work right. Oh, there's no auto gain. Well, you can there is auto exposure, but like I said, if you do auto exposure on these cheap cameras, they just sometimes they don't adjust properly. So you have to do it yourself. Okay, that's good enough for me. All right. Second action. I guess he can move over to open the door. So let's do that. So he's going to. Ooh, but if we open the door, we're gonna spawn zombies. So maybe we should hold off until Rogue is out of there, because we don't want to get overwhelmed. Because we already have these guys coming in at the end of the hero phase. We don't want to get overwhelmed. So what we should do is his second action is he's gonna move here, and then third action he's going to gain a trait. And we got resourceful. Discard before attacking, and you gain an additional range. That's nice. Okay. All right, so now it is Storm's turn. Storm can actually no. You know what? We're gonna wait for these guys. So maybe this is getting kind of dangerous. It's already getting kind of dangerous. These guys actually activate twice, so which is fine because they're gonna split up because they have two valid. If Storm doesn't move or Wolverine doesn't move, they're gonna split up, and then we can kill them actually once they split up. Let me think about this. So yeah, I think what Storm should do. She's already at max power. She can. So her first action, I'm going to go ahead and gain another trait, and it is power up. Discard during turn. Perform one free power up action. That can be useful. Um, and then second option. I mean second action. I think she has to stay there. So second action, she's just gonna stay there. We're gonna skip the second and third action for her. She's already at max power. I think we're gonna do the same with Wolverine. So first action is going to get another heroic trait. Focus. Discard before attacking. Add one to dice result and ignore target priority for this attack. That's actually very good, especially for Wolverine because he has a lot of damage. As long as he gets one damage on him, one wound on him, he can do he can really damage you. So yeah, I know he's gonna skip his second action and third action because it's already at max power too. Okay. Oops, I forgot to turn on deactivate rogue. Okay, so for Colossus, I think Colossus is just going to stay there. He's going to gain a heroic trait. Perform one free power up. And then he's going to skip his second and third turn. Because right now we're just bracing for what's coming. So, lastly, Mystique. With Mystique's first action, we're going to go ahead and power her up. Second action, we're going to get heroic trait, and she's going to skip her third action. So she gets dash. Discard when moving. Spend any amount of power to move that many additional zone. Okay. The problem with this is looks like it doesn't override if you're in a space with zombies, because when you're in a space with zombies, to actually get out of that space you have to spend I think what was it let me see here for movement. What was that rule in regards to that? One additional action. So there are 4 zombies. You can't escape. You can't escape that zone anyway. So okay. Everyone's done? I believe so. Okay. So now the zombies activate, and runners get to activate twice. So they're gonna move here. They're gonna split up because they have same target here. 1, 2, 3. So they're gonna split up. 1, 2. Okay. Now we're gonna spawn. We don't have any more bystanders, so we're gonna spawn. We start with that one over there. Two walkers. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And then we're gonna spawn the green one because we're playing with 6 players of 6 heroes. Oh god. Additional 4 walkers. There we go. And then we're gonna spawn this one because this is clockwise, right? Yeah. Now, I don't think you have to skip the other colors before you do the clockwise thing. I mean, just some of these just don't activate until something happens. So, but let me just sometimes you have to double check. Clockwise. Yep. It didn't say go through all the red first. It's just clockwise. So we're gonna spawn that one next, and that one gets 3 walkers. And then this one gets a walker rush. So 2 walkers, and they're gonna rush. So so they're gonna split up again because they have 2 valid targets. I need more walkers, so let me go get them. Okay, two are going to spawn here, and then they split up. So 1. Okay. Dang. All right. We got a lot of enemies. And yeah, I wanted to brace for this because that's why I don't want to open the door first. Because if that door is open, they would have activated, so they would have gotten close to us, and it would have been too much. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to move Rogue out of the garage. So we're going to find a good place for her. I think she needs to go to where the because you have 6 enemies over there, you have 4 enemies over here, another one coming. Oh, let's activate them first though. One at a time. Just playing it a little slower so that we don't skip a step. Oh, and you know what? I already messed up because shit. We might well, we'll adjust it. Because when we can't because yeah, we're deep in it now. When you pick up that objective, I see. I mean, this is totally new for this map. When you pick up that objective, I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna reset because we're still too early. But this is a pretty good, giving us a pretty good idea how this is gonna work. So, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reset this mission. I'll reshuffle everything because we would have gotten like a lot more zombies really early, a lot more zombies because like during this spawn, I think is it just this spawn? This might still work actually. Let me just look at this because we didn't want to open the door because we wanted to brace for this. So it is, you know what? I don't have to reset because all I have to do is just adjust the amount of zombies that we have right now. The recent this just happens because Rogue just completed um, the objective before the enemy spawns. The recent spawn actually. So we're just gonna adjust that. So let's see. This is the last one because I'm gonna move everybody's XP by 5, and I know that I think Magneto is gonna hit that yellow danger section. So, but let's just do it one step at a time here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See, Magneto would have gone to because he's at 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's at 9 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he would have had a another action. So you know what? With that action, I'm just gonna make sure that he gets. He's gonna do a power up. So we'll just do that. And then even Rogue actually is 1, 2, 3, 4. Rogue also gets another action. And we're gonna do with Rogue. What we're gonna do is we'll get, because it would have happened as soon as she gets the objective. So we're gonna give her a trait. So I'm able to salvage this, and she gets mighty. Discard before attacking. To get this is good to get the 3 additional dice. So I think I'm able to salvage this. So we're cool. We're cool. Now we have to adjust the enemies though. So we're gonna adjust the spawn, the recent spawn, the 4 recent spawns. So this one for here, instead of 2, you actually get 4. So I'm gonna go grab some more walkers. So instead of 2, 4, and then they split up. Okay? And then before that one, we have this one. So instead of 3, it's actually 5 walkers. So let me go ahead and grab some more. Okay, yeah, this is a nightmare. This is total nightmare because we are totally overwhelmed. And then this one, the second one, instead of 4, it's actually 6. So I need to add 2 more. But it's cool that I'm able to salvage this though, so that's nice. Because I thought that I was just gonna reset the game. And then lastly, instead of 2, you get 4, so I need to add 2 more. Look at how many zombies are in this area. Okay. Insane. I'm scared. Okay, what happens if we're out of miniature? I think you just don't spawn anymore, right? And there's no penalty when that happens. Because like in a pandemic game, there's always a penalty when you can't. When they want you to use a component or draw a component, you don't have any. Players may run out of game pieces when required to place an enemy. In this case, the remaining enemies of that type are placed, if there are any. Then all enemies of the indicated type immediately resolve an extra activation. Oh, this is bad too. So if you don't clear, each enemy that you can add will activate that particular type of enemy. So for example, if we get this one and we're out of freaking walkers and we're at danger level 4, that means that they get to activate 4 times. That is like insane. So that's why they're telling you need to clear the zombies. So, and it's not just like that zone, all of them. Multiple extra activations may occur in a row. Yeah, that's nasty. Let me just read this though. Because is it just during that draw, just the one extra activation? I think what they meant is each one. Let's just go to the Q&A to see if they mention anything about this. Let me just search this real quick. Okay, so not per missing figure is somebody mentioned here, but I don't know where this person got the oh, there's a FAQ here, so maybe it's here somewhere. So it's got to be in the FAQs because this person claimed that it is in the FAQs. The only mention of enemies here is just like one thing. So I don't know where this person got the information. When enemies spawn in a zone, they're not considered to be entering that zone. Okay, that's a good one actually. I should read through this before the next session just so that I can, because yeah, when they spawn, it's not considered moving into the zone, because you know how some traits will allow you to, for example, attack a zombie if it moves into your zone. So if you just happen to be on a spawn point, that's not considered moving into the zone. So there's some good information here for sure. But I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing anything about addressing. Is this person the yeah, rules next easy to miss? Who is this person though? Is this person the developer? I don't know. No, just some random poster. So how can we trust this person? Yeah, I don't know where that person got that. No one is actually even really commenting on this person's post from last year, except for one person saying, "Hey, yeah, thanks." Um, we'll try and read this like very slowly. We don't have that situation happening yet. I still have plenty of walker miniatures, but I just want to be prepared. Players may run out of game pieces of the indicated type when required to place an enemy on the game board. In this case, the remaining enemies of that type are placed if there are any. Then, all enemies of the indicated type immediately resolve an extra activation. Multiple extra activations may occur in a row. Keep an eye on the enemy population. It is so vague. You know, the part that really screws with you is when they said multiple extra activations may occur in a row. Um, so maybe what they meant by that is, if you, let's say that you're spawning in one spot and then you ran out of components. So all the enemy type is going to resolve an one activation. They get an additional activation. And then you move to spawn another point, and then they want you to um, to increase the number of the same type of zombie. So then that's gonna cost the extra activation. I think that's probably what they meant. We're just gonna look at it that way, because it is a little insane. Say if you're like higher level, and then you draw something like this, and it says that you require 8 more Walker figures to be on the map, and you don't have any, and for all of the enemies to activate 8 times, I think is overkill. So it makes sense, I think, that they activate once, because it's not just one walker that's going to activate, it's all the walkers. So if, let's say that you're in that scenario where you're actually out of walkers, I think there are like 100 walker figures in this game, something like that, maybe 50, I don't know, but there's a lot. um, all of them get to activate. That's in itself is like a major punishment. So we'll have to take it. We'll have to take it that way, I think, because that makes sense. I just wish that the developer would clarify that, and they did in that FAQ. But anyway, so where are we at? Okay, so we were fixing the we were fixing the amount of zombies that spawn. Okay, so that's done. And I'm not sure if I already moved. I think I did, because once I flipped this, I also moved the power up. So I think I already did that. That's when I realized, oh, oops, these guys were supposed to get 5 XP for taking care of that objective. But I think I'm gonna stop here because that was like really exhausting. I love this game though, but I did play this game earlier today. I haven't had my Christmas yummies yet. We're gonna eat actually a little later today, so I just had a little bit of food earlier, just to hold me over, because I don't eat a lot anymore these days. So because I count my calories. I use an app to count calories. So I'm saving up my calories for all the goodies that I'm going to be eating during the upcoming Christmas dinner here. So, but yeah, so my energy level is like really dipping right now. So we're going to stop here. It's getting crazy on the map. We have so many zombies. So I look forward to trying to resolve this situation. So we're back in the hero phase. We reactivated everybody, and we gave everybody the power points that they're supposed to get. So we're gonna continue from that point forward during the next session. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell. I truly appreciate it. Happy gaming!